There are a lot of people undergoing transition right now as we change from Homo sapiens to Homo divinicus. Expecting everyone to have a pepsodent smile and to treat you with overwhelming love when they are in the emotional pits themselves is unrealistic. I don't believe in venting my own stuff at others, making them the recipient of my bad mood and energy. I look at comments and questions in groups to see what's going on in the community. I can understand that people would want to find someone who is safe for them and not going to turn on them. If you want that person, you have to be that person. It's not fair to expect others to be something or someone that you can't be yourself or cannot reciprocate back to them. You have to attract that level of gentle lovingness by being that level of gentle lovingness. It's only fair really, and life really is fair, at least when you look at universal law. There is much consistency out in the universe that has escaped us here on Earth, and that's because our leaders have created an environment for us that is unfair, very hurtful indeed. What people tend to expect of me, and I'm sure I'm not the only person, so this is for you all as well, is people expect me to be nice all the time and to behave perfectly. What I feel they're looking for is an accepting parent, because perhaps they didn't have any. They need to become their own parent, and there's much information available on inner child work or self-parenting. The more of your needs you put onto other people, the less responsibility you place on yourself. So the less progress you will make in your ascension. Let me just remind you of a few things. I'm talking about draconians and archons running this planet. I'm talking about things that are intended to wake you out of the sleep you've been living in. The things I talk about are things that are the unsavory realities of life on our Earth. Why do you think I will continue to be nice and tell you what you want to hear? But I get that. People are mad at me because I've rattled their cages by saying things that they don't want to hear. Why follow me then? If you can't take the truth, then go somewhere where people are lying to you. Like the news. Expecting someone to be nice and to be perfect is expecting conformity of them. For someone who is a light worker and waking up to the fact that you are from another planet, have another family and set of friends on this planet, never mind come from a completely different way of life. Or perhaps you've never had a physical body and came from higher dimensions that had already dealt with the separation illusion. You would think you would have gotten past your need for conformity already. Because like it or not, you don't fit in. I see a lot of light workers who are looking for like-minded friends. This is not expecting conformity. It is trying to find someone who can relate to you as you are. Attacking someone who has said something that you don't agree with is getting mad at them for not conforming to your expectations of them. It is entirely egotistical. It is also energy vampirism, as most of our matrix behaviors are also energy vampirism. If you haven't figured out that our world is not entirely nice, then you really need your eyes opened. Back when I was younger, when I complied with the idea that I had to be nice to everyone, no matter who they were or how they treated me, I was nice on the outside and seethingly angry inside. The outside and the inside did not match because it was my ego that told me to present a pleasant face to the world. It was my mask. I've since taken off the mask. I'd think it was the first order of my ascension to start to match the two up, so at least I would start expressing what was inside of me rather than bottling it all up and stuffing it down with food. And yes, I don't overeat anything near what I used to. I tried to be perfect in order to hide what was inside of me. That feeling of self-loathing I did my best to cover up so people would like me. Now I don't care if people like me. I like myself, and that's step one of the process. Ivo, in the Matrix, you are all expected to toe the line, to conform to the standards that are outlined for you. You were taught this in school. You were taught this in your workplaces. You were taught this in church. You were taught this by your families and friends. You are expected to conform so you can fit in. You are expected to be nice. You are expected not to become a problem for others. When in fact you are soul-guided, you do not conform to external standards, you reflect your own inner standards. Sharon has claimed that she does not need laws to teach her how to behave, and she does not. She has always governed her behavior through her conscious consideration of self, consideration of others. She does not go racing through the city at 80 miles per hour because she understands that an accident would be imminent were she to do so. A lot of behavior is simply common sense. She does not go to the store and attempt to steal another woman's purse because her conscience tells her that stealing another's money is not conscientious. Your laws are put in place to keep your people oppressed. That is the only reason why they are there. Those who are lawless do not regard the law anyway. They break the law, perhaps because they do not care or because they do not understand. Their egos tell them that they need to break the store windows and loot the stores because they do not have enough in their lives, so they feel justified in stealing from others. This is not in alignment with the law of attraction, and neither are they. Some knowledge of this might work well for them. Having a poverty consciousness or a lack consciousness is the actual problem, and of course this is created within your Western societies as a means of keeping you oppressed. You learn the prize is money, and you have little of it, so your self-esteem suffers. And it is expected of you as well. Because when you have more, people hate you. When you have less, people hate you. That is what happens when you do not conform to the norms dictated by the person who believes in it. In that way, many of your Western world comply with the norm. What we always wonder as we watch you is, why do you intend to accumulate so much money that you will not be able to use upon your death? You pass it down to your children presumably, and this is fine, but the accumulation of something you never intend to use always perplexes us. But I digress. This person, as has happened many times to Sharon, will expect her to comply with what they feel is normal. Sharon will not, and the person will be unfriended for attempting to control in this way. It is also expected that Sharon be nice all the time. Despite the videos we have published using Sharon's personal problems as subject matter for the videos, people still refuse to believe that she is flawed in any way. There's something wrong with that, Ivo. Ivo, yes, there is. They see you as a savior of sorts. I have a lot of life experience. I have had to overcome sometimes insurmountable personal problems in order to just keep a roof over my head. I was so maladjusted to life on Earth it wasn't funny anymore. I'm sure if a UFO had picked me up and brought me to Elteron, I'd have had no trouble fitting in at all. Ivo, no, you would not. And that is the other thing that lightworkers must realize. They do not fit into Earth's fabric because they fit into their home planets, and that home planet is very dissimilar. You do not fit in with the 3D matrix because you are here to create a new reality for this planet. So your acquiescence to your society's expectations was not possible. Not entirely. You came here to wake up to who you truly are. Ivo, let's try an experiment. Why don't you come and pick me up and take me to Elteron, for say, 17 years Earth time, and we can do a video after that time on how we're right on this? Ivo, try, my love, but you know I am correct. I know. I just wish it wasn't so incredibly painful living on a planet with so many people who are so unloving, uncaring of others, who smile to your face while they think how much they despise you because you're pretty. For example, I get that fired at me a lot. Ivo, you are a being of love living on a basically loveless world. Why would you expect it to be a good experience? Thanks, Ivo. I won't fire the guilt trip at you that you let me go. Ivo, it was you or I who let me continue my commandership of the Chania and went in my place. It's been very unpleasant. I have some nice followers who are caring people. The hard part is trying to get across to followers that I don't speak Matrix anymore and I'm not going to fit into what they expect of me. And to stop attacking me for that. Ivo, the fact that they cannot is evidence they are not ascended enough or removed enough from the Matrix to understand themselves. True. Ivo, the best thing to do is to understand them, have compassion for them, forgive them for attacking you, and to unfriend those who you feel you do not wish to hear from anymore. That's a deal breaker for me. Attack me, you're out. Thank you, Ivo. With a cord-cutting meditation afterwards as well. Ivo, yes. Do not allow them to remain attached or your energy will dwindle. Thank you, Ivo. Ivo, my love, I await the day you are back with me on Elteron. Being without you has been very hard for me as well. Watching you suffer in this heartless world has had a tremendous effect on my own energy.